Welcome to a new episode of GameCube Gallery. In GameCube Gallery, we take a look at the GameCube library one game at a time. In the previous episode, we took a look at Geist on the Nintendo GameCube, and in today's episode, we're going to take a look at Auto Modellista. And spoiler alert, well, this is the first game that's been featured on GameCube Gallery that I did not like. So, let's get into it, shall we? Auto Modellista is sort of an arcade and sim racing hybrid, published and developed by Capcom on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. Now, when I think about all the great racing games I have played in my life, like the Need for Speed series, the Burnout series, the Gran Turismo series, and the Forza series, whether it is arcade racing action or more realistic racing, you're in for a good time with any of these series, and each one knows what its identity is as a racer, and it does it well. Well, not so much with Auto Modellista. This game is a mess, and it doesn't seem to know whether it wants to be an arcade racer or a realistic racer. But we'll get to the bad here in a bit. Let's kick things off with the good and what I actually like about the game. There are two things that I like about Auto Modellista. I like the graphics, to a degree, and I like the customization options. Auto Modellista has a cel-shaded art style, which I enjoy quite a bit because that art style ages very well. You can even play the game in progressive scan mode and in 16:9, and it looks really good with all this through an HD upscaler. The cars all look very crisp, colorful, and vibrant with plenty of detail, and I really like this graphical style in a racing game. Racing environments, on the other hand, are not really cel-shaded, and they have more of a realistic look to them. While this does create an interesting contrast between the cars in the environments, I would have rather that they just made the environments fully cel shaded as well. The environments themselves are okay, although I found them to be a bit boring and lacking some detail, but this is a racing game and you won't have much time to stop and take in the scenery, so it's fine. The other positive about Auto Modellista is the customization options. You have a car garage that you can customize with tools, garage type furniture, decorations, posters, shelves, you name it, all of which you unlock through racing. There are a large number of items you can unlock to customize your garage, and you can arrange and orient them in any way you want. It's a pretty neat feature, although it doesn't serve any real purpose other than being cosmetic. Same with your cars. You can customize the exterior with different color schemes and decals, and you can even change your license plate number, and all this really allows you to personalize your car exactly how you want it, and that's all pretty cool. There's a fair bit of internal customization as well, allowing you to change your engine, brakes, tires, suspensions, and a host of other details to really fine-tune how your car drives. Not that it really matters though, as I'll explain here shortly. One more positive is that in Auto Modellista, there's a pretty good variety of vehicles from all kinds of makes and models to choose from, including one of my favorite cars, which is the Dodge Viper. And that's sadly where the positives about Auto Modellista comes to a screeching and grinding halt, because everything else about the game sucks in my opinion. The first negative is a lack of content. There's really only two modes in Auto Modellista, being arcade mode and garage life mode. In arcade mode you can do quick races, single player only, or with only one other person. That's right, it does not support 4 players. You can race against a single CPU opponent, you can race against a friend, or you can do a time trial. That's really it. There are only 9 tracks to race on, which is bad because you will be racing the same tracks over and over and you will get bored of them quick. Sometimes the tracks are at night, sometimes they're during the day, sometimes you race them in the rain, sometimes you race them mirrored, so all this adds some variety, but not enough to keep the tracks from getting boring very quickly. In Garage Life mode, you customize your garage and cars while competing in races to try to qualify to further races and unlock more customization options. You will just be racing the same 9 tracks in different ways and with different configurations against 4 to 6 or so AI opponents, who who can all take curves better than you, trust me. It is very short and can be completed in around 3.5 hours or upwards of 8 if you're trying to 100% the game. So other than the customization options, there's really not much substance to Auto Modellista at all. Also, the music and sound design really leaves much to be desired. The music is very generic and bland, and I ended up just tuning it out. The sound effects are not that great, and there's this annoying announcer guy that makes comments every time you take a curve, and you can barely understand what he is saying, and it's annoying as shit. Now all that I can overlook if the racing is fun and feels good to play, and this is where Auto Modellista fails miserably. When you start a race for the very first time, you're like, okay, this seems like it's going to be a pretty fun racing game. That is, until you go around your first curve and you either smash into a wall or you do a full 180 and face the wrong direction on the track. The vehicles in this game, especially around curves, control as if their tires are blown out. They control as if the tires are completely made out of banana peels. They control as if someone behind the wheel is having a seizure. They control as if my 80-year-old grandmother is trying to race the Indy 500. You get the idea. They control like shit, and the tiniest freaking mistake you make when you go around a curve is probably going to lose you the race. The best strategy is to just go full speed as you're going around the curve and bounce off the wall, as you will only lose a little bit of speed, but you should not have to do this. Even going 50 miles per hour around a curve, you could easily lose control. I have drove fast vehicles in real life around curves like you see in this game at 50 miles per hour, and it was a breeze. Driving in this game feels like you're driving on ice. And the crazy thing is that this game is meant to be an arcade racer, but yet it seems like they tried to make it control more like a realistic racer, and the physics as a result are just broken. And I've played more realistic racing games like Gran Turismo, and I can race pretty damn good in those games, but in this game you have to either drive absolutely perfect, which is damn near impossible, or you just have to get lucky. It is not fun at all and results in an incredibly frustrating and infuriating experience that made me want to beat myself to death with my own GameCube controller. I only played Auto Modellista for about 3 to 4 hours in total before I just had to stop for my own damn sanity. I would honestly rather have Mike Tyson punch me in the nuts repeatedly than play this game. I would rather eat the entire game, case, manual, disc, and all than play this game. I would rather listen to Friday by Rebecca Black on repeat for 7 days straight than play this game. I would rather cover my entire body with stinging jellyfish than play Auto Modellista again. And look, if you like Auto Modellista and enjoy the game and want to defend it, well, that's perfectly fine, as this is all just my opinion. And my opinion is no more valid than your opinion. But mark my words, and I want you to look me in the eyes to see how serious I am. I will never put this game in my GameCube again. I really dislike Auto Modellista. I never want to put myself through this torture again. It's just going to sit on my shelf with my complete GameCube collection and collect dust as a necessary evil for having a complete collection. So look, I don't recommend that anyone ever play this game, as, I mean, honestly, there are countless other much better racers on the market for the GameCube, PS2, Xbox that you can buy instead of Auto Modellista. Also, it's too expensive, which we're going to get to later. Auto Modellista was released on the GameCube on September 30th, 2003, and as I said, it was published and developed by Capcom. I'm sure most, if not all of you know who Capcom is, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on Capcom. They are of course responsible for popular game series such as Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry, and Mega Man. Capcom is certainly not known for racing games, and Auto Modellista is one of the few that they've ever developed. As a matter of fact, from what I can find, Capcom has only published and or developed around 7 racing games. Fun fact, there was actually a Mega Man racing game called Mega Man Battle and Chase, developed and published by Capcom on the PlayStation in Japan and Europe, which you can play on the Mega Man X collection on the PS2 and GameCube. Another fun fact about Auto Modellista in particular is that the fastest speed run for Auto Modellista is around 1 hour and 8 minutes, which my only question is, who the hell would want to put themselves through playing this game enough to be able to speed run it that fast? That's just insanity. It doesn't appear that Capcom has developed another racing game since Auto Modellista, which is honestly for the best. I mean, let's just be honest here. Auto Modellista was pretty much a failure as far as critical reception goes, and it was definitely a failure when it comes to sales. At the time of this recording, the GameCube version has an average critic score of 62 out of 100 with only 7 critic reviews, and it doesn't even have a user score. Swapping over to the more popular PS2 version, and we have a critic score of 66 out of 100 with 20 critic reviews and a user score of 7.4 out of 10 with 18 user ratings. So the game has some fans and people that obviously like it, but for the life of me, I can't understand why. If you're a fan of Auto Modellista, please let me know in the comments down below and explain why you like the game. I'm genuinely curious. Auto Modellista was a failure as far as sales go, with the GameCube version only having sold around 30,000 copies worldwide. PS2 version sold around 390,000 copies worldwide, which is not too bad, and the Xbox version bombed with only around 10,000 copies sold worldwide. So with the GameCube version only having sold 30,000 copies, as you can imagine, the game is pretty rare and hard to find. At the time of this recording on pricecharting.com, and these prices are not even all that accurate, a loose copy of Auto Modellista is around $14, a complete copy is around $90, and a new copy is around $224. At the time of this recording, I'm seeing current eBay listings at around 83 to 105, and I'm seeing recent sold listings at around 80 to $154. So as you can see, Auto Modellista is pretty damn rare and expensive, so if you're a collector for the GameCube and going for a full set, then you better get it soon, because that price is likely going to keep going up. But if you don't collect for the GameCube and you're not trying to get a complete set, then I recommend staying far, far away from Auto Modellista, because in my opinion, it's one of the lower tier racing games out there and not worth playing, especially with all the much better racing games in that era that you could be playing instead. Well, there you have it, folks. GameCube Gallery episode number 15 on Auto Modellista. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure and hit that like button. Let me know in the comments down below if you've played Auto Modellista and what you think about it. Even if you totally disagree with everything I said, let me know all that in the comments down below. Also, let me know in the comments down below if there's any other games for the GameCube that you recommend that I cover in a future episode. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing so that you can join the RetroWolf family. Don't buy this game unless you're collecting a full GameCube set. You will regret it. Until next time, folks, stay safe out there, keep playing games and having a good time, and I will see you all in the next video. Be sure and stick around for the reverse shelf grab, because there's going to be a little bit of a twist ending. Later. Wait, no, you know what? Fuck this game.